be going over a way to fake a perfect blow dry. Even though I'm a professional, I still find it very hard to blow out my own hair. I don't have enough arms, pretty far to reach, longer hair gets. So I'm going to be using something that my mother actually gave me, the InStyler. I swore when this came out, what a gimmick, like I would never use that, gosh, the things they come up with. I kind of in my head related it to that Conair braider they had when I was a kid, but I owe my mom an apology. I love it. I now use it all the time, and I do find that it does a great job at making hair look like you got a salon blowout. So sorry, Mom, about giving you grief. I'm in love. Ear to ear parting, just to get the bulk of that bottom out. So I'm just gonna show you that, ear to ear, taking that bottom chunk down. And then the rest of my hair, I'm just gonna put up, get it out of the way. If we part our hair well, it'll be easier to get through all the hair and make sure that it's all done and even. And get that out of the way. Then I'm gonna break it in half. The first time I got it, and the reason that I hated it was I thought that you would use it kind of like a flat iron. I was kind of like rushing through the hair, and it just didn't do anything. I feel like my hair was frizzy, and I felt like an hour later it all fell out, and I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Later, met the guy who invented it at a Paul Mitchell hair show, saw him using it on stage and was like, oh, he takes longer. That's why he takes more time. So the key to using the InStyler is going slow, because it actually, this barrel rotates. I don't know if you can see that. And then this is just a brush, so it's not like a flat iron where it's pressing down on the hair. The barrel rotates and it's really not that hot, which I kind of like, less heat on the hair. So you just need to take a little bit longer with it to get it really smoothed and polished and make it stay longer. So what I do is I start with that first back section closest to the middle there. That's where I usually would start. Separate that. I always use a brush in one hand and the tool that I'm working with in the other hand. It really helps to have a brush, keeps everything nice and clean and neat. And I'm gonna start about mid-strand because my roots are straight already. I blow dried my hair and my roots are straight. But girls with curly hair, you need to start from the root for the whole thing to smooth it out. So I'm gonna start from the middle. I'm gonna bring the brush in right behind the InStyler. I'm gonna flip the InStyle over so that's giving a nice curl to the ends. And take my time. Brush through that, and you can see how it kind of has that like, I just blow dried my hair curl. And then I lay that down right in front, so I'm keeping track of what's going on. Then I'm gonna take another section off this bottom. I use my tool on my right, my brush on my left. Start mid-strand, bring the brush in, flip the InStyler, and I'm still going slow all the way through. And you'll notice I'm doing it one time, like I'm not going over and over it. I kind of like that, it saves more time. So I get that curl and then I just lay it nicely down. I like to lay it in the front and let those curls just rest and cool that way. I feel like when I go to the back, it straightens out a little bit and it cools straighter, so I don't like that. I'm gonna do the last section, starting mid-strand, put the brush behind it. And going to the ends. And I'll kind of comb through, make sure that curl's nice, and then lay it in there. I'm going to the other side. I'm gonna start again from the most center back of that section. And the sections aren't super tiny either, so I feel like I can get through this super quick. Like I'm doing 3 sections on each side. I have a lot of hair, it's super thick. Someone with finer hair could probably do this in like 1 section on each side. So it's really not time consuming either, and you're really gonna like the result you get from it. So I'm starting mid-strand. The brush is gonna come behind the iron, make sure it's smooth. I'm gonna flip it so that it's curling, going slow all the way through the ends. And let that rest. And then I'm gonna take my second section. These aren't super small. My brush in. And I'm flipping it so it gets that curl. And then my last section. and lay it. Alright, so you see they're all coming in. I'm gonna do them all coming in like this, and it's not to get that like 90s, like all angled in look. It's not gonna look like that when I'm done, but just so that the curls all learn where they're resting. You'll see what I'm talking about at the end when we go through it. Take the neck section about 1.5 inches up, all the way around. Again, I'm just gonna go back here and break that in half. So I have 2 sections I'm working with. It is so much easier to do your hair from the front. People always say they can't reach the back. Quit trying to work from the back. Switch everything up to the front. I promise it'll work out just so much better. Take from this back section again, starting from the back always. Get my brush, get my InStyler, and brush goes behind the InStyler. Imagine you're curling everything to the face. It's not gonna look like that when we're done, but just for while we're putting them in. I'm just going to put a little bit of Paul Mitchell gloss drops. So it doesn't have to look like that perfect like thing. Like we can definitely, once it's in there, you just kind of want it to look a little flippy and messy. And we're going to finish with a light hold hairspray and my personal favorite, Hold Me Tight from Paul Mitchell. So here's how I fake the perfect blow dry. Thank you so much, Mom, for my InStyler. I love it.